Made some cruise line mistakes, so you don't have to. Now, these are not your generic, like, you should book early dining or anything like that. No, these are very, very specific. So if you're looking for a generic video, go find something else. Okay, let's get right into it. But before we do, I am Sarah. I'm your unofficial Disney Cruise Line mom. I've been on over 100+ days on Disney Cruise Line, so I've had plenty of time to make all of the mistakes. So, number one, I did not bring bug spray on an excursion that needed bug spray. And what I mean is, like, we went to some Mayan ruins in Cozumel, and I had no idea. I had no idea that the mosquitoes were going to be there, and I got destroyed. This has also happened in Alaska. There are mosquitoes in Alaska too, so know yourself. Know if you get destroyed by mosquitoes. Look into the excursions that you're taking, and if they are like rainforesty, tropical, woods or just woods, and pack accordingly. Do not forget the bug spray because, yeah, especially if that's like one of your early port days and you get destroyed, it can be a miserable experience if you're like me and get like welts all over your body. Okay, number two, on our honeymoon, we brought alcohol in our suitcase and we didn't pack it well, and it broke and actually destroyed some of my shoes, and it was a mess and also a waste of a lot of things. So I guess my recommendation is don't bring alcohol in a luggage that's not a hard suitcase. Learn from my mistake, or just don't bring alcohol at all. We've never done that since. We're not really big drinkers, so that's probably why we made that really dumb mistake. Number three, I brought a curling iron one time that I guess was a high voltage. I am not really a beauty guru. I'm not even wearing makeup right now, so I'm not your person to ask about these things. But I brought a curling iron and it didn't work on the ship at all because it was too high voltage. And I probably should have looked into that before I brought it. So learn from my mistake and check your appliances before you bring them. Appliances? Are they called appliances? Check your curling iron, flat iron, whatever you bring, and make sure that it works with the ship, or plug it into the right places on the ship. That could have been my mistake too. So, lesson learned. Number four, we did not prepare for transportation after one of our cruises, so we didn't have a transportation plan, and that was really, really dumb. You should never not know how you're going to get back home after your cruise. So this happened most recently when we were in Barcelona after our transatlantic cruise. We had a flight booked. We didn't have a plan about like how we were getting out of the cruise port. And I think I just assumed that this cruise port was like right in the city. And I've been there multiple times. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was not. And we really needed a transportation plan, as in like a taxi, an Uber, something. We needed something. And we didn't have anything, and it was a mess. You should never, ever, ever try to plan your transportation after the fact. Like, you should at least have a plan in the sense of like pre-order an Uber, or just like know how you're going to do it before you get there, or else you could be waiting for hours or end up in a car with strangers. I mean, both of which we've done. Number five, this one hurts real bad. My kids have left the light on in our car when it's been in the cruise terminal. And when your car sits in a cruise terminal for multiple days with a light left on inside, your car battery dies. And I would like to say that this has only like happened once, but no, this has not happened once for us. And I honestly wish I knew the answer on how to make this not happen again. And I think the only answer is parking in a parking garage where it's really, really dark. Don't park outside, park in the parking garage where it's dark, where you can see if a light is left on. Because if you're outside and it's daytime, which it is when you're boarding the ship, if it is sunny outside, which most of the time in Florida, if you're going out of Florida, it is, you can't tell if a child has, hit a light on their way out of the car. So the other thing I would suggest is have jumper cables in your car, or, something. I'll leave a link as to what we have below. Or don't bring the children. I don't know. Either one could work. Yeah. So that's fun. Okay, number 6, we have many times not packed appropriate clothing. And on our transatlantic cruise, this got us into a real bind because one of our kids ripped the only pair of pants she had, and they do not sell children's pants on the ship. So yeah, do your research, know kind of what weather is going to be on the ship, and if there's a possibility that you might need pants. And if you need a pair of pants, you should bring 2 if you're on a long sailing. Because if those pants get ruined or ripped, then you're going to be up the creek without a paddle. We have also done this on other sailings where it's been wintertime, and we just like assumed because we were leaving out of Florida that it was going to be warm, and it was not warm, and we've had to buy like a long sleeve shirt. So yeah, but the thing to know about Disney cruising is they do have like women's apparel. You can find pants, you can find shirts. You're going to be able to, you'll be just fine if you're an adult. Same with men, you'll be just fine. Children, they have shirts for. They do not have pants for children on Disney Cruise Line. At least at this point, this is August 2025. No pants. No pants. They do have children's underwear, at least for girls. I don't remember seeing it for boys. But yeah, if you think you might need pants, bring 2 pairs, especially for your children. And on that note, Disney Cruise Line in the evenings and inside is cooler. So I think it's helpful to have a long sleeve shirt if you are one that gets cold pretty easily, or a sweatshirt for your kids if they get cool easily. Number 7, we have opened some snacks before we got on board, and they definitely got confiscated at security. So the rule is on Disney Cruise Line, you can have unopened prepackaged snacks on the ship, but you can't have opened snacks or homemade snacks on the ship. I mean, there are things you can do to try to bypass this, but if they catch you with it, they're going to take it. So sometimes it's not worth the risk. And this comes especially like in handy when it comes to excursions when you leave the ship. And we've definitely done this too. We have taken excursions that were long excursions and we did not pack snacks. And this is fine if you're an adult and you can put on your big girl pants and say, you know what, I can do this. I can suffer. I might be hungry, but I will be okay. But when you have a 2 or 3-year-old, that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly at all. And Disney used to have prepackaged items on the ship, like cereal boxes that you could grab from either Marceline Market or Cabanas, but those are going away. So you need to bring snacks for your kids, or you're going to end up like us on an excursion with some hungry children and no way to help them, depending on the excursion that you're on and where you're at in the world. Because if you're on like a little boat on an excursion that does not have snacks or drinks, then there's no place for you to stop and get that. So I'd bring like pouches or protein bars or goldfish, pirate's booty, stuff like that in the snack size containers on your, like in your luggage, so that you can bring them on the excursions for the kids or for yourself. Like I like a snack too. And I have food allergies. So also mistake that I've made is we've done excursions and didn't bring snacks. And because of my food allergies, I couldn't eat on the excursion. And it was a long time before we got back to the ship, and I was hangry. Number 8. This one I am still dealing with the consequences many months later. I forgot to reapply sunscreen on Disney's Lookout Key, and it was just the bottom of my legs, and I will show some video of what this looks like, and the before and after. And we have 4 kids. I was reapplying their sunscreen. I just forgot to reapply like this much of my ankle. And I still have tan lines on my legs from this mistake. And I've never had this happen anywhere else. But the sun in the Bahamas is a different beast. You need to bring sunscreen. You need to reapply sunscreen. Don't make my mistake. It is almost September, and I still have the most bold tan lines on my ankles. Well, right above on my calves. Like it looks like I have tan socks. Still, from April 1st. April, May, June, July, August, September. 5 months later. Okay, moving on to another big mistake that was going to cost us a cruise. We have a child with Down syndrome, and this child with Down syndrome needs to be in a safety bed to sleep because he's an eloper. He has an affinity for elevators. He is going to try to leave the room and has tried to leave a room on a Disney cruise in the past, and it was horrible. It was in the middle of the night, and he tried to escape, and we thought we were never going to travel again until we found safety beds. And we bring a safety bed with us when we cruise, and the mistake we made is for this one particular safety bed, it has a pump to blow up like parts of the bed. And we checked this bag. We just didn't want to carry the bed around with us before our room was ready. And so like we gave it to the porter, and the pump for the bed got confiscated. And we got a note when we like came to the stateroom, and it said that the pump was going to be left. It was like left in Port Canaveral. It was not left in Port Canaveral, but we panicked because we didn't have the pump. We could not set up his bed. And this was essential for us to be safe on this cruise. Luckily, we went to guest services and they were able to talk to their engineers and allow us to use the pump. But going forward, we know just carry it on through security with you so that it doesn't get confiscated. So if you have like any kind of like medical stuff with you, bring it through security. It's a pain in the neck, but just do it. Don't make our mistake. Bring it through security. And finally, number 10, this is a double one. We have forgotten to pack enough diapers. We've done this a few times, we've underestimated the amount of diapers we needed. And the reason for that is because we were like, okay, well, if the child averages a certain amount of diapers per day, let's say 6, then we only need 6 diapers for the day. But the problem is with cruising, if they are in the splash pad or like going to the nursery or things of that nature where there are other, like in the nursery, they might change your child in the nursery even though you recently changed them. So that might add an extra diaper there. Or if they're in the splash pad, you will give them a fresh diaper right after being in the splash pad. So that might like add another diaper to the mix. Or if you're on an excursion, you might change them right before the excursion. So you're not changing them the same amount that you would be during the day. Or if they decide to have more bowel movements on the cruise, then yeah, you need more diapers. But you don't know that until you're on board. And then when you're on board, then you're going to have to pay like $15 for a pack of diapers when you're on board. On that note, we have also forgotten a sound machine. And this is problematic if you have a child that is napping during the daytime or depending on where your stateroom is located. And if it's like down a noisy corridor and you just don't know who your neighbors are until you're on the ship. And I don't mean like side by side. I mean like kids running down the halls. And there's like no shade there because my kids are loud running down the halls too. It doesn't matter like how many times we tell them, be quiet. Let's walk slowly. We don't run down the halls. We walk. It's just, I don't know. They get on a ship and they're like, feral. So yeah, don't make those mistakes. Bring a sound machine if you have tiny humans, but also bring it through security or use it on your phone, and don't pack more diapers than what you think. So those are my 10 learn from me mistakes on Disney Cruise Line. I'm sure I've made tons more, and if I can remember them, I will be sure to add another video. I hope this was helpful for you. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm not gatekeeping Disney, so we're gonna have more conversations like this right here. If you want a more generic video, leave a comment below and I'm glad to make one of those. But there are tons of those out there. Anyway, it's great to have you here, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.